Hey, let's move on to City Council. This is quite an amazing thing. As Kay Everett is running the meeting, she's in the chair position. Sharon McPhail, for some reason, has just got ants in her pants, or I don't know what. She wants this thing to move faster. So Kay is having trouble concentrating with Sharon in her ear, and she eventually just loses.
Can we get to the retirees? They want health care. They're the first discussion.
No, please don't try to tell me what to do.
On the agenda.
Please.
Well, if you're not doing it, somebody got to tell you what to do.
Just sit there, or else move down one seat, because I ain't ready for this today, okay?
Whatever.
All right?
Whatever. Just let's go.
So just be quiet. Now,
I will not be quiet.
Wow. Listen to Sharon setting her up.
When I first heard this, I thought, oh, what an idiot Kay Everett is. But, you know, when you listen to it, Sharon McPhail is really the obnoxious, out-of-place instigator. It's not her job.
She's not chairing that meeting.
To set the agenda here.
I mean, that's Kay's role, and she's trying to take it. Well, we heard her say it right there. If you're not going to do it, somebody's got to do it. Well, she is so egging around. It's pathetic. You know, pardon the comparison, but it reminds me of Omarosa on The Apprentice, who kept trying to do other people's jobs. Remember that? Oh, God, yeah. She had her role in the pitch
6 different times. Hey, look, I'm handling the numbers. You handle this. And every time she'd bust in, well, anyway.
She'd take over and screw up the entire pitch.
I want to listen to this a little more carefully, because when you watch it on TV, it's like, yuck, 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 yuck. But I didn't really listen very carefully to what Sharon was saying.
Oh,
she's
really
gunning
constantly.
Instigating here.
I wasn't put here by the people
Sharon,
to be quiet.
you got to chill it, okay? You got your doggone vote. Chill. The ACE
Let's
group...
just move on, please. Order of the day.
Excuse me?
Order of the
The
day.
ACE group
Order of
will still be
the
meeting,
day.
and please, I'm gonna bang this thing closed, and then we're gonna have it out right here without the cameras on. But you will be quiet while I try to chair this. I mean it. I cut the doggone cameras off, and we can go for it, baby. But I'm going to chair this meeting. This is crazy.
Come on.
I want the ACE group.
I'm not your baby.
I'm not your baby.
Come on.
Cut the cameras off.
Come on, don't forget it. Come on, Kay.
I'm serious. Cut them off.
Kay, forget it.
I'm recessing. That's Everett.
Kay, we're all right.
No, we're not all right, because if she sits any closer to me and keeps talking to me...
See, Kay is so loud that it leads you to believe that she's the one who's melting down. Well, she is melting down, but I got to tell you that...
But Sharon is escalating the thing like crazy.
Those little snipes from the side from somebody who has no business saying anything. She's not running the meeting.
Right, and she wasn't even supposed to sit there, according to Kay.
Yeah, Mahaffey was supposed to be sitting there.
Yeah, and then she'd been writing her notes that were also upsetting all the way along to get her mad as it was.
I am definitely realigning my feelings on this thing.
You're going to see me from Eastside Detroit. Now, stay out of my ear.
Don't say that. Whatever.
Stay out of my ear. Stay out of my ear. I mean it.
Order of the day.
Come on, Kay.
She's still popping off.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, you will.
Don't say that. Let's take 50 seconds.
I'm not taking 50 seconds.
Channel 7 is on.
I don't care.
Channel 7 is on. Hear that?
She thinks that she can cut the cameras off, and that's the end of any record of this. And the guy says, look, Channel 7's still wrong. Yeah, I kind of like that she said, I don't care, because what she's saying is, I don't care who sees this, as opposed to, we're going to do this in private where nobody will know.
Well, once she found out that nobody was going to listen to her, she changed her tune and just had to go with it.
I want to be able to chair this meeting without having somebody jaw-jag on me every 5 seconds. So I either move down a seat, or we're going to have it out.
Our children are watching now.
Quiet, then we
Let
can
us
go
be
on.
respectful to the process.
Now, there's really no excuse for either party, although I do sympathize more with Kay than I thought I did. But I didn't have any sympathy for anyone after I saw them both with Frank Turner on Channel 7 News at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, because there's no excuse for either one of them. I mean, that's ridiculous. Kay could have made Sharon look bad just by behaving and staying calm. Could have really made Sharon stand out. But the both of them are completely out of hand, and this must go on all the time.
Sharon gets, well, it did. In fact, Kay Everett called Sharon dumb at a meeting. This is last year. And they passed a law that they must behave civilly to each other in city council meetings.
Wow.
So, or a resolution, I should say. I don't think it's a law.
It took a resolution to control it. And even that didn't work.
So Sharon gets the first word on 5 o'clock news with Frank Turner, and she's not done.
Oh.
Councilwoman Sharon McPhail is live in our newsroom now, is here now to talk about what happened. Sharon, good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
You know, several times you've been at the center of a ruckus down the City Hall, and the last time was when you accused Mayor Kilpatrick of trying to electrocute you by hot wiring the vibrating seat cushion in your office chair. Do you still believe that?
Well, for some of that, and I know it makes good news, Frank, but
well,
no,
now, Sharon, don't make us go.
You know, that is such crap. She absolutely did say that. That was front page news in this town. It was the lead story. Why is she saying that? Does she think we have no memory whatsoever?
I don't know. I
Or is it
really
just
can't imagine why she would say that, because she knows they can access that stuff and make her look foolish. So I have no idea why she would say that.
Councilwoman Sharon McPhail is live in our newsroom now, is here now to talk about.
We got a little piece of audio, by the way.
Good to see you, too.
You know, several times you've been at the center of a ruckus down the City Hall, and the last time was when you accused Mayor Kilpatrick of trying to electrocute you by hot wiring the vibrating seat cushion in your office chair. Do you still believe that?
Well, first of all, I never accused him of that, and I know it makes good news, Frank, but
well,
no,
now,
I
Sharon,
never said
don't
that.
make us go dig out the tape.
Please
of course
dig
you
it
did.
out. Please dig it out.
Okay.
No, I was being interviewed on the E-Course situation, and I said he was a thug. No, of course I don't believe it happened. That's silly, and what does that have to do with today, Frank?
How stupid does she think we are?
You're talking to. And before we find out what you have to say, we want to know if we're talking to somebody who believes what she said a few months ago.
We found underneath it these wires wrapped around the metal base of the chair with these that had been cut.
Now, what's that, Sharon? What are you talking about there? Gee. So, what are you trying to do? You trying to hope that we don't remember this? Or are you just trying to suggest that it was something else? Or just what are you doing? Or does she think just enough people watching never saw it or never heard about it that, you know, she can just lie, and those who know the truth probably don't like her anyway, and those who don't know about it will never know about it. Anyway.
I can't explain it. I just can't.
Channel 7 did dig out the tape later on, which was hilarious. Literally within an hour and a half, they had the tape running.
Or now doesn't.
Frank, whatever. Let's read the
whatever.
tape.
Yeah, she always says whatever. She's always saying whatever.
You know, that is so dismissive and rude for someone in her position to say, oh, just whatever. Well, you know what? You're wrong. It's not whatever, Sharon. Sorry.
That's that later on tonight.
Okay.
Now, as for today, looking at that happening with adult elected officials running a major metropolitan city, you know, words like inexcusable and indefensible come to mind.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Inexcusable and indefensible.
Would you include yourself in those characterizations?
Well, I encourage you to look at the tape. I did nothing but move my ordinance forward. There was an ordinance on the table today, the Adult Entertainment Ordinance, to protect the people of our city from being accosted on the street and treated like prostitutes, to protect people from having to have their children walk by condoms and needles on the street. I was moving the ordinance. I did move it forward. It did cause a problem with Miss Everett. I don't know why.
Because you were rude. Because you wouldn't shut up and wait. You're acting like a 2-year-old. That's why.
Who characterizes that meeting? That's absolutely hilarious.
Well, she acts as if just because the thing passed that she can be as rude and as pathetic.
Sure, because
she wants to be.
Yeah, because she got the business at hand was completed thanks to her. She made something happen. She made it so nobody wasted their time. But she completely leaves out the constant machine gunning away at Kay in order to drive her over the edge, and then sit back once Kay explodes, watch the explosion, and be like, oh, look at her, she's unglued.
I hate to, bring up this sort of thing, but a lot of times when you have fights between people, and maybe between men and women, husbands and wives, or maybe guys and their friends or girls and their friends, it is, the innocent quote-unquote party, which she would like you to believe she is in this case, is frequently the one that causes it through their badgering or their, lack of respect for the other person.
Sure,
she showed Kay no respect whatsoever.
No, the body language. And what really did it is when she took over the meeting and really just assumed Kay's responsibilities. That's where Kay really came apart. But, just that business of saying whatever, Just that.
Yeah, that
just
is
that,
so
that
dismissive
dismissal.
and-
Yeah, exactly. It just dismisses the whole thing. It just trivializes the thing, and that right there tends to really get people pretty mad.
I'm not going to try to explain for her. I can just tell you that I don't want all of this to obscure the really good thing that happened today. And by the way, she voted for it.
And your participation.
Yeah, because she
in
at
this,
least had the
now you're
decency to
saying,
vote her
was only
conscience.
as a
Yeah, another
victim?
shot.
No, not now. I'm saying
You would have voted against her even if it was
anybody's
right.
victim.
Yeah.
I'm just, I'm not going to make that judgment. Why don't you watch it? You make your own judgment, and other people can make theirs. I'd be really happy if you would show the draft of the entire tape and let people make their own decision.
If this is the relationship that you all have with each other, how can anyone in Detroit have any reasonable expectation that you're going to get anything done?
My ordinance passed today, Frank. All of my ordinances have passed.
No,
I think that says it all. And you know what?
Dig into
I'll
that.
take a punch for the people of Detroit if I have to.
Well, as we look at this,
The
there
victim.
seems
I'd love to
be
see her take
the
a lack of
underdog.
cooperation, to put it mildly, and something that was going to erupt into blows.
The ordinance passed, Frank. What can I
Which
tell
means
you?
We know!
Okay, so
Which
the
means
ord-
it's
the
now
ordinance
law,
passed,
and
which
it
means
got
what?
6 votes.
This is the same thing did to Kay Everett. She's doing to Frank Turner here.
Yeah, including the
Answer
business
the
of
question.
whatever. Right, she started with whatever in the beginning, and then, right, she's doing the same thing, the identical technique. She must find that it works out for her. And, just because the ordinance was passed, imagine the time that's lost in these meetings while she eggs this Kay on and they have these fights that result in having to come up with a resolution in the past.
Well, not to
Imagine
mention, you got the most violent city in America right now. The number one, we're currently leading this year in murders, and you got 2 people who are supposed to be amongst the most respected people in this town, and they practically come to blows. I mean, they practically end up in a violent episode over something utterly trivial. What kind of example is that to people who are blowing each other away in the streets of Detroit?
Yeah, and while she gets one ordinance passed, maybe there could have been so much additional business that could have been gotten to probably, but they never quite reach it because there's so much dissension in all of these meetings.
And they could have passed it anyway. Is she
Sure.
trying to say that if she had been polite and hadn't been trying to run that meeting, hadn't been dismissing Kay's feelings by saying, whatever,
Yeah.
oh, I'm so
I
scared.
know, yeah.
So she's trying to say that if she hadn't done that, the ordinance wouldn't have passed. No, wrong.
How childish is that, too, when she throws up her hands and wiggles her hands and goes, ooh, I'm so scared.
You know
How
what?
childish is that?
It was right up there with Paradise
Man.
Hotel. Shove her on Paradise Hotel, because that's about the mentality she has.
Fit right in.
So it got immediate effect. It means that people may not dance entirely nude in the city. It means that you cannot have amateur night at strip clubs where people can come and
Now,
take
that's a
clothes
bummer,
off.
by the way. That
Yeah.
And
sucks.
that children in a nursery school 2 feet from a club downtown will not
She's
have to
killing
watch
time
people
here.
going in and out of a club
Ducking the
competing
issue.
for dollars by taking off their clothes. That's what that means.
I'm sure that a lot of people appreciate that. But when it comes to
I
the
hope so.
major issues of property taxes and building new developments and bringing a property tax base back to the city and actually improving the Detroit
doing
public
that,
schools
too.
and the
We're doing that,
serious
too.
things of running the city.
No,
How
you're
are you
not.
going to
No, you're
agree on
not.
those if you all can't keep out of fist fights on the floor of the council?
First of all, the fist fight was threatened by Miss Everett, not by me. I simply passed my
instigated it.
ordinance.
Of
And
course.
secondly, as it relates to the
I simply passed my ordinance.
I know.
That is a bald-faced lie. You did not simply pass your ordinance. You were trying to run a meeting. You were baiting this woman, and it's not
absolutely.
that simple.
Look at how she
So
thinks.
cut it out.
If she thinks if she keeps saying it over and over and over again, it's somehow or another it's going to finally take.
I'm at the point, too,
Give
if
me a
I'm Frank
break.
Turner, if she mentions that she got the thing passed one more time, I may take a swing at her.
As you just mentioned, those are peculiar to the mayor's office. The mayor, by charter, is required to do those things. We are required to do resolutions and ordinances.
Oh, thanks
We
for
are
the
in a
education.
situation right now where we're number one in crime again. We're in a situation where we do not have development in the city, and all of that can be laid right at the feet of the current administration. As it relates to what happened at the city council today, my ordinance.
You know, how lame is
Again.
that? Yeah, she mentioned it again, but the fact that she takes a shot at Kwame Kilpatrick in this thing, why is she using this to take a shot? It's almost like Omarosa, isn't it? She's using her own time, which should be used to give an apology and basically say, you know what, I'm embarrassed about the way I acted. I'm not going to do it again. To point out that I'm so great, my ordinance passed, and look at these idiots, they haven't gotten anything done, and that's their job.
Yeah, and that's going to be the big difference, too, ultimately, when we listen to Kay, who spent the majority of the time, I think, apologizing for the situation. Sharon really never does. She's just...
Passed. And the people of the city of Detroit now have an ordinance that protects them from the terrible effects of these places in their neighborhoods. And that's what I wanted to do, and that's what I did.
Okay, your ordinance passed, and the behavior... So what? All right,
no,
thank you.
I didn't say so what, and that's inappropriate. No, I didn't say so what.
Oh, that's inappropriate. Now you're going to call someone inappropriate.
Not behave that
idiot.
way. And I really hope that in the future it won't happen again. It's not the first time, but I hope it's the last.
All right, Sharon McPhail.
See.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, you know what?
If you're the first time,
if you're going to bait people, if you're going to treat people the way you typically do, then it's not going to be the last time.
No, absolutely not. Not to mention all these things that are bad that need to be handled in Detroit. I mean, if you're going to waste almost every afternoon fighting back and forth and throwing digs around and getting people all angry and everything else, you're never going to get those things done. You're going to waste so much time, distract everybody.
Now, about 15 minutes later, Kay Everett turns up for Frank Turner, and things are going pretty well with her. The funny thing is she doesn't have her hat on.
Yeah,
I
which
guess
is hilarious.
She's in such deep doo-doo, she can't even wear her fun hat, which is really a shame.
That cowboy hat.
I got to admit, it really sucks. The next time I'm in trouble on TV, that's the first thing I thought. Oh, God, I won't be able to wear my baseball hat in some kind of trouble that makes local news.
What's great about this particular interview, though, is when Kay goes after Frank with a business of beating a dead horse on this thing.
Exactly.
That's when it really turns vicious.
The story, mind you, when she says, haven't you beaten a dead horse enough? The story's only been in the news for 45 minutes.
45 minutes. That's right.
Sorry.
It is amazing how many times 45 minutes comes up, isn't it?
I know, it truly is.
Yeah,
and we've had email to that effect, too, because now everyone who talks about a time block that is 45 minutes has to say it that way.
That's a fact.
The funny thing, though, was after this ends, because Frank's tight on time, what happens? It goes right to 6 o'clock news and right to this story again.
Yeah,
so it's like, yes, we will beat this horse all we want, bitch.
That's a fact.
So here's Kay Everett with Frank Turner. Starts off nicely, unfortunately takes a sad turn.
First of all, let me ask you, when you invited the cameras to be turned off, Ms. Everett, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, Frank.
Okay.
How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. When you invited the cameras to be turned off and you asked Sharon to let's go at it, what did you mean by that exactly?
Before I even answer that, let me say to the viewing public and the constituency in the city of Detroit that I apologize for what took place today. I should not have allowed anyone to goad me into losing control. And for that, I do say I apologize.
Hallelujah.
And also to my colleagues, the ones who were supporting me, I also apologize to them. So now to answer your question, what is your question? Why I asked the cameras to go off?
Well, no, I think in accepting your apology that people have a right to know just how far you were prepared to take this thing. And you invited the cameras to be turned off, and you said to Sharon McPhail, quote, we can go at it. And I think we want to know, what did you mean by that?
I wish they had.
Well, we had already gone at it. When you have someone, as I am the chair for the day, actually goading you and talking to you in your ear, and by the way, sitting in the wrong seat, that was Marianne Mahaffey's seat. She was supposed to be sitting in her seat, constantly writing me notes, asking me questions while I'm chairing. And I asked her, please be quiet. I couldn't concentrate. But she constantly did it. And in order to get some sort of semblance...
I can totally understand that. It is impossible to concentrate when you're trying to lead some kind of train of thought and somebody's in your ear going, hey, let's move the thing forward. I mean, it really is difficult. It's rude, too. It's like trying to talk on the phone and somebody comes up and wants to ask you a question.
Right, exactly.
Except she was getting it. I mean, it was just relentless.
And of course, nobody would know that because these notes are being slid over and everything else, and they don't know what's going on, but Sharon's already started the process.
So this thing gets off to a pretty good start here. She's basically apologized
right out of the gate, which is really good. Yeah, very classy.
Reorganization and order. I cut the cameras off for that reason. Other than that,
you didn't cut anything
when you
off.
make statements, and everybody makes statements, and they don't mean everything they say, it's done in the heat of the situation. I would never do anything untowards, but I had to cut the cameras off because I asked her, please be quiet, please stop. she wouldn't stop.
But Ms. Everett, many people in the room, including the sergeant-at-arms, felt that there was a chance that this thing was going to come to blows. There was going to be some kicking and
Frank,
punching and hair pulling and that kind of thing.
No way, Frank.
You're saying there was never a chance that that's going to happen.
I have a bad arm, number one. I can't afford to do anything to hurt myself. The reason that I asked for the cameras to go off, and this is verbiage. This is verbiage.
Either I'm obeying this. And we're looking at it right now. Have you had a chance to see?
I don't need to see it. I was there.
Tape?
I participated. Let me say to you all this. What you're doing is you're beating it into the ground.
Uh-oh.
At this moment, I have no malice in my heart to know.
You know, that is so weak.
South.
Here we go. Here's where we try to blame the media.
Yep. This is where things turn ugly here in this interview.
This is such obvious news. It's the lead story in this town, as it should be.
Of course.
And she's lucky that they haven't had a string of about 20 people, answering some phone poll and describing them in every horrible manner in which you could describe such an encounter. So this is a big mistake.
No one. I have said what I had to say. It's over. The situation arrested itself.
Frank has a nice comeback
and
coming.
It's done with.
With all due respect, ma'am, but when we have adult, duly elected city officials running a major metropolitan city, behaving in this manner, calling each other names, threatening each other with fisticuffs, we'll beat it into the ground and dig it up and beat it some more until somebody gives us an answer about behavior like that.
What names are you talking about? No one called anybody any names.
So you're trying to distract the issue right there?
Let us say what actually happened. What actually happened was an argument between two people. And unfortunately, we do have disagreements. And we have the right to disagree. The unfortunate part about this one was that we were disagreeable in that situation. That is something that has happened across the country in governmental situations.
All right.
I have already apologized, and I don't know how much more you can make of this. The ordinance that was passed, Frank, for your information, is going to cost us because it was ramrodded through.
Well, with that,
and unfortunately,
I'm sorry, but
well, then, for all her, it's no big deal. All of a sudden, maybe it is a big deal because now what she's saying is that the ordinance wasn't done properly.
Oh, yeah, she's still not happy about it.
So what is she getting mad at him? Maybe he should beat it in the ground a little more because now you're giving us a little information. The ordinance has not been done the way it should have been done.
And people are fuming at the business of she never really explained the business of the cameras very well. And the fact of the matter is people were very angry with that because naturally those things should be allowed to roll so that people can see what really goes on in these things. And the idea of people being disagreeable, that is not an excuse for this sort of thing. It's one thing for people to disagree on something, that those things happen. It's quite another to reach this level.
Yeah.
We're going to have to go. Ms. Everett, we did attempt to talk to you earlier in the evening.
But I thank you for allowing me to apologize to the public.
But for now, our time is up. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
All right.
Joe.
Not bad.
No. Oh.
Here's a couple of emails on this, and if anyone wants to jump in on the phone, I'm curious, who do people hold responsible here? Because this is a long-running battle between these two people. 313-298-WRAF. I suppose you could just blast both of them. I think that's the easiest thing to do. You guys are sticking up for that freak? She's psycho, and it's bluntly obvious. Her and her stupid cowboy hat she's got. Both of these women don't belong in the city council. It's obvious as to why. What kind of people do we have running the city? Some bleepy ones, if you ask me. You should play that cowboy drop you have for her.
You're a cowboy.
Frank Turner's cool. He should be on city council instead of these retards we got. No wonder we can't bring Detroit out of the dumps. Kay is stupid. Sharon is stupid. It's that simple.
Well, I think they're both at fault. I really do. I mean, yeah, Sharon started the whole thing, but Kay could have kept it together. Kay should not have allowed herself to spit control like that, especially since she knows enough about Sharon to know her techniques and what she does to get her riled up.
You are a cowboy? You are a cowboy?
Now, I don't mean to make it sound like I'm sticking up for Kay. when I first watched it,
yeah, you were just saying you didn't notice Sharon as much.
Attention. No, I didn't really hear what she was saying. Some of the dismissive little comments and the kind of, hey, let's move to order or whatever. She was trying to do her job for her.
Order of the day, right, which is a Kay statement, not a Sharon statement.
And this is after she'd asked her, and rather aggressively, to be quiet. Told her she couldn't hear and talk and get things done at the same time. And McPhail keeps going. Yep. She won't stop. And
order of the day, knowing that that's going to really make her mad, because at that point she's taking over her duty, Kay's duty.
So I was somewhat sympathetic to Kay only because I had originally felt that she was primarily responsible. I give her maybe 40% to 60%. She's the one that blew it out of proportion, but McPhail really just drove the wedge and would not let go.
Oh, and fanned the flames and threw
absolutely.
gas on it. No question about it. And then turns right around and just says, "Hey, listen, I got the ordinance through."
But I think both these people are a poor excuse for a public official in this case.
Question.
I'm not trying to say anybody is right or deserves any props.
No,
Don't get the wrong idea.
No, it didn't get into that.
Subject, I saw this on the last night's news in Orlando, Florida. As soon as I heard the ghetto talking on there, I knew it was Detroit. I'm glad I left Detroit. What an embarrassment it was to live in that city. Well, that's nice. Subject, Detroit. Detroit City Council is nuts. It shows you why the city is so messed. Who is Sharon protecting when the strip club is downtown next to casinos, clubs, and bars? That's no family environment. Yeah, all this business of protecting people from...
Oh, I know.
From condoms, and, that's like one story. Somebody dropped a condom in some residential neighborhood, and somebody had to walk by it, which it should not happen, granted.
Well, I guarantee you can walk through a parking lot down there and find one right now.
Let's not act like there's a pile of condoms outside of every strip club.
Yeah, and needles everywhere and tourniquets.
And by the way, some of these neighborhoods that you're doing nothing for have abandoned houses and people doing crack inside them.
Oh.
Dealing drugs and whatnot.
Right.
Nobody's doing anything about those.
No,
so why don't you do something about that instead of shutting down legitimate businesses, which people are actually going to use, and drop tax dollars into the city.
Especially come Super Bowl time. Big time. No question about it. And those abandoned homes and buildings, they've talked about that for years, because a lot of times the criminals hide in there, and that's where a lot of times the girls have been raped, walking along the sidewalk, and they come out of those buildings and grab them and drag them in there. All kinds of drug deals go down in there. It's a disaster.
Talk about the biggest groups of idiots ever. I don't care who's at fault for as much as the city of Detroit. The citizens of Detroit complain about not being able to vote on a Detroit school board. You can see why they shouldn't be allowed to vote on anything. Look at the fools they vote in, these two bitches. And not to mention that those two women make Lonnie Bates look good. Well, I could almost agree with that. Let's see, what else? I need an interpretation of the phrase jaw-jacking. Is that like carjacking?
Jaw-jacking.
Is someone trying to steal her jaw? These two need to be knocked down. Separated birth, Kay Everett and Chris Tucker. Let's see, what else? Mr. Know-It-All, you're all wrong. Drew, you could not have been further from being correct. Detroit City Council already voted down transferring the liquor license from the Old Space nightclub to the new adult club. That's why that club decided to go without liquor, but offer completely new dancers. If you serve liquor, that brings in the State Liquor Control Commission with their rules and regulations, and more importantly, requires a special class cabaret license from the city of Detroit. If you don't serve liquor, the state is not involved, and under the city's laws and codes, you're no different than a restaurant that does not serve liquor. I do not claim to be a know-it-all on the cabaret or strip club rules. I just, I thought that Kay Everett was implying by shooting this thing through or hurrying to get this vote done that something was being missed, and I don't know what she was really referring to.
Yeah, when she said that they were ramrodding the thing through, I don't know either.
You know it all. Why should I tell you?
Exactly.
That was being rammed through. It's been talked about for quite a while now.
And I think that my point is there's been a couple of major league strip clubs that have been about to go up, and in fact, I think you may be referring to one of them, this building that is being redone. And I don't know what kind of license they want. If they get the one they want, that's fine with me, whether it's cabaret or otherwise. But me personally, I think a strip club without a liquor license is not the same as a strip club with no booze that can go totally new. Wouldn't you prefer the booze?
Oh, absolutely.
Because it seems to me...
from personal experience, because I know a buddy and I, we went to this one club. I can't remember where it was. It was.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. It was downtown. We walked in and ordered a drink. They said, "No, we don't serve alcohol." It's like, you got to be kidding me, because of course every topless place we ever went into always had alcohol. And come to find out, the first dancer who was on stage, the next thing you know, was completely nude, and then they explained it right then and there. And it's, oh, I see. So in our state, or I don't know, or in the city, I don't know if like up north, is it different, or is that's a statewide situation? If there's no alcohol, they can be completely nude.
That's pretty universal, I think.
I think so.
We got some What's that?
In Cleveland, it's the same way.
Is it?
There was a sweet strip club, though, that was split in half. So one half was just topless with alcohol, but then you could walk over to the other part of the building and it'd be completely nude, but you had to leave your drink outside.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's a perfect
great way to do it.
Well,
Let's buzz through some calls quickly here. These people have been holding on. I just want to get their thoughts
Roger.
real quickly. Rex, go ahead.
Hey, what's up?
How you doing, man? Just quickly, what'd you want to say?
Oh, yeah, I think McPhail looked real bad. On every channel I watched on the news, she looked like the biggest bitch in the world.
Oh, did she run around to 4 and 2 as well?
Oh, God, yeah. They did little clips of kind of getting both their comments and everything.
Did anyone challenge either one of them the way Frank Turner did? Because I thought Frank did a good job.
No, nobody interviewed them like that. They just kind of had them on there for,
Well, that's not good. I would much prefer to see somebody actually challenge him. Is this Steve?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think, not that, but I think there's your next celebrity boxing match right there.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I'd love to see
time.
that. You could have a prelim. You could have Monica Jackson and Carolyn Clifford, and then those two go at it. And the winner takes all.
Heck yeah.
Hey, Brian, go ahead.
Hey, man, how funny would that have been if one of those broads would have called him out for racking up that $30,000 in phone sex bills a couple years back?
Well, when Frank said something about beating it into the ground and unearthing it and beating it into the ground again, he may have some personal experience in it. That's for sure.
We'll beat it into the ground and dig it up and beat it some more.
I think they would have gone to commercials pretty quick.
Well, you can always nail somebody on something.
Always.
It's just it would have been a cheap shot in my mind because
nobody would do that.
That's not what they're there to talk about.
Nobody would do that.
Is this Tony? Yeah, it's a red herring. It's a distraction.
No.
That's what the Republicans and Democrats do. They just bring up other stuff to get your mind off what the real issue is. Tony, you've got a few seconds.
Okay, yeah.
You thought McPhail what?
Was at fault. Simply for the fact that she was in the wrong seat. If she was sitting in her own seat, she'd have been at the end of the desk or end of the table, and I don't think none of it would have happened.
Well, she sat there so that she could write those notes and slide them over and keep those notes coming in front of her to drive her nuts.
Well, she was instigating up a storm. There's no question. Hey, Colleen, go ahead. You're on the riff.
Hi, guys.
How you doing?
I just remember a couple years ago in the newspaper when Sharon McPhail got married, she thought she was so important that she invited Mr. and Mrs. Clinton.
Oh, I know. What a laugh that was. And
Yeah,
her and David Snead got a number of contractors that did business with the city of Detroit and with the school system to get involved in that wedding in a way that was quite not appropriate.
Yeah, so I figured she's already way too arrogant for her own good.
Yeah, can you imagine if she ever imagine if she ever won an important election, how arrogant she'd be? She cannot win an election to save her life.
I know. Forget about being mayor.
She's a lawyer.
Yes.
Kay Everett is a
cowboy. She's a cowboy.
She's a cowboy. Is that Kid Rock song her theme song now?
Could be.
Sharon McPhail also took the liberty of holding two government jobs at once that are full-time government jobs, working for the city of Ecorse and working on Detroit City Council.
That's
and actually got angry when anyone suggested that there was a conflict of interest, which there is in terms in terms of water, which Ecorse uses from Detroit. Not to mention the fact that, gee, how do you put together, the 80 or 100 hours a week to do both these jobs? If you're supposed to be at city council for these certain hours, how can you be the city attorney
totally
for
busted
Ecorse?
on that.
Yeah, and it's ridiculous. She was just wanted to get her hand a little bit further in the public till. Anything else, Colleen? Oh, no. Let's go to Dan. Hey, Dan.
Hey, I just think it's a glaring example of what's wrong with the city. I mean, it's so screwed up the way they run it, and that just shows just how stupid they actually are. And people still elect them into office. It's just mind-boggling.
And now, I mean, when they talk about are they going to be elected into office again based on this, or if they continue to behave like this? But you know what? A lot of people, they look at that and they go, Kay Everett. Oh, I know that name, and then they just X the box.
Well, look what happened.
Sharon McPhail, yeah, I've heard of her. X the box.
Look at Lonnie Bates. Lonnie Bates, Fox 2 nailed him. Working for Parks and Recs, not going to work, sitting at home, mowing his lawn, working on his car, washing his car, spending whatever kind of hours he felt like at the Parks and Recs department. I mean, they never really could tell you that he was doing anything of any significant nature in terms of his public job. And what does he do? He calls Bill Gallagher. Remember he kept calling him white boy or something like that?
No, he didn't call him
basically,
white boy.
he just engineered some kind of a racial situation which did not exist. And I got to tell you,
and there was no fallout from it at all.
No, there was nothing. He didn't lose his job.
Deal.
Nothing.
No big deal.
There was something done, but it had no impact whatsoever. And so he runs for city council and makes it.
Yeah.
How ridiculous.
I think people look at that and went, Lonnie Bates. Yeah, I've heard of him. X the box.
Quick email, and then we got to get to traffic. Did you notice that Kay said she didn't punch Sharon because she had a bad arm and didn't want to injure herself? So basically, she's saying that she was ready to fight.
Oh, really?
Shouldn't she have said
She did have her knuckles sort of up.
Oh yeah, yeah. She had her arms
she had
up.
That, like Damon Wayans.
Stay out of my ear. Stay out of my ear.
Well.
So she looked like she was ready to thump on her a little bit.
You a cowboy? You're a cowboy.
Stay out of my ear. Stay out of my ear.
Shouldn't Kay have said she didn't punch her because physical violence is wrong? Well, obviously, Gene, you're absolutely right. But that wasn't what she felt like saying. Stress traffic at 9:20.
Either I'm gonna bang this thing closed, and then we're gonna have it out right here without the cameras on. But you will be quiet while I try to chair this.
Ooh, I'm scared. She sounds just like Paradise Hotel.
There's so little decorum, or so little respect for each other.
Pathetic.
It is.
Yeah, Tiger Trivia within an hour for seats on opening day. And also, I want to get into this Kay Everett Sharon McPhail thing. We're going to play. If you missed Channel 7 News, Frank Turner did a great job.
Oh, that was terrific. What a war.
Frank got Sharon on first, and Sharon's line was, well, we passed my ordinance, and that's what really matters.
Oh, I know. She said that time and time again.
Completely missed the point that this is an embarrassing display by two elected officials. And then Kay Everett came on, and she's the one who really, I thought, should have been humiliated. And I'll give her credit, she came right out and apologized, which is the right thing to do. But then she couldn't resist saying, well, you're just going to beat this into the ground? Or haven't you beat this into the ground enough? And Frank, you could tell, it just set something off in him.
You're just like, yeah, well, that's right. Something like this, yeah, we're going to beat it in the ground today, and guess what? We're going to do it tomorrow, too.
And it should be beaten into the ground because it's one of the most pathetic things I've ever seen by two elected officials.
Yeah,
two women literally threatening fisticuffs.
I know it. And there's Sharon trying to act like she's the victim and really had not all that much to do with it.
She acted like a 2-year-old.
Oh, I know it. And then there's Kay, who's doing the unthinkable, ordering everybody to shut off the cameras when everyone has a right to see that. That's the whole object of that.
Well, she didn't want them to see her bludgeon.
Yeah, that's
Sharon
right.
McPhail.
Yep.
But I think it's worth playing the interviews just to see how much these two people did not get it.
Combative.
Had no idea how much they embarrassed the city they're elected to make better.
Which went national, was in Chicago, being played in Chicago in no time, then swept across the country from there. Big embarrassment for the city.
Sharon also, just to show you how much she doesn't get it, Frank brought up the whole electric chair thing, and she's like, oh, come on, Frank, you know that's not true. And now, wait a minute. What is it with people doing something, we full know exactly what they said, did, whatever, and then 6 months later saying that it didn't happen?
I know.
And actually,
everybody's going to forget.
No, but, I mean, they really imply that we're so stupid we're not going to remember what happened.
I know.
And Frank said, oh, you want me to get the tape out? And she, yeah, man, bring it out, sure. I mean, she knows you can't bring it out right at that second. Well, wouldn't you guess it, by 7 o'clock, Channel 7 had the tape out, and they were playing it. It was great. And we got our own copy of that, too, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think we'll just stop the Sharon McPhail tape at that point and play for you what she said never happened, even though it was a matter of months before that. Not to beat the thing in the ground, but I think it's just really... worth listening to.
Oh, big time.
How absolutely pathetic these two people behaved yesterday.
This was just incredible. I mean, really, Kay had her fists clenched, the whole bit. They had people between them as if this had happened before, and everybody was in their positions ready to break up a fight.